Welcome back to another video at Trading IQ, where we will learn the unlimited nature of the stock market. This is Shour Bhattacharjee, and in today's video I'm going to share another industry, a new industry in which I had invested last week, and I'm going to share its structure, the sectorial structure. Though it is a little underdeveloped based on my plan, but the stock in which I had invested, it is perfectly placed in terms of its technical structure and stage analysis. So I use Stan Weinstein stage analysis and technical indicators such as moving average, support and resistance, volume analysis, and RS indicator to determine whether I'm going to invest in a given stock or not. So in today's video, I'm going to share the analysis of Tech Mahindra from the IT sector. So please watch till the end. So this is the chart of the IT sector. Now, interestingly, what happened on Friday, so I'm recording this on Monday and you should have this video published on Monday, today itself. So I invested last Friday, and what happened interestingly, it fell down about 4.5% on Friday. But before that, you see this peak, this week, it was just before Friday. On Thursday, it looks like it was breaking out of this clear stage 1 base. So see, IT sector had been performing exceptionally well since the time of the pandemic, and then it reached its peak. And then of course, during the time when the overall market was in bearish mode, IT sector also fell down with other sector. But like other sector had recovered, like PSU Bank, financial sectors and reality sectors, IT sector was under the weather for a very long time, and it was hovering in a given range. So you see the range between 30,900 or 31,100 to 26,470. And it was hovering. So you see, it tried to go to that level, and then it was like bouncing here and there from this level. Now it tried to break out of this here, but it did not, and it tried to break out of this here as well. Now it is again retracing back from this level. So again, as I mentioned earlier, that the structure is underdeveloped, but when you look at the stock, you will see that it has already broke past of its stage 1 base based on Stan Weinstein stage analysis, and currently retracing back to its breakout level. So again, I might be totally wrong on this one, and I have a very tight stop loss, so I'm not going to lose much on this one. So I'm going to share my perspective. Again, this is not an investment advice, so any stocks analysis that I do on my channel is definitely not an investment idea. You have to do your own research. What I'm sharing on this channel is my journey in the stock market, and whatever stocks that I have invested and what's my logic behind it, that is what I'm sharing in this channel, so that you can pick up the plan versus the stock that I'm investing. Because again, the level at which you would be buying, it is totally depends on the risk appetite, what risk appetite you have, and how much you are willing to lose, how much capital you want to employ, how much capital you have, how much capital you can hold for a long term, right? So there are a lot of aspects that is part of your psychology that I cannot control. So, and you cannot also understand my psychology, though I try to share what my psychology behind my investment and my logic behind my investment. So again, this is not an investment idea. So let's look at the chart of Tech Mahindra. So this is the chart of Tech Mahindra, right? So again, like the IT sector and other industry, it fell down from its peak of 1800, and then it was hovering between two levels. One being 1166 or 65, and the lower level was around 980 or 970, right? So it was hovering around this range, bouncing back and forth from this level to this level, and eventually it broke out of it. Now when it broke out of it, you see of course it has like even distribution of volume, right? But when it is breaking out, you see the grouping of volume is something that I was totally interested with, because when there is a breakout and breakout with significant volume, again the volume, I mean you cannot say this is significant, because the significant volume, the highest volume that it has seen is around 48 or 50 million. So again, now another interesting fact is that after it was sort of hovering in this range, and the 30-week moving average was, of course it was bearish, right? This is like stage 4. This is complete stage 4. So after stage 4, based on Stan Weinstein stage analysis, what happens? Stage 1 happens. So after stage 4, after this particular point, 970, 980, it was not going below that level. And it started a new range between 980 to 1164, which it broke out of. And before it broke out of, it also broke out of that 30-week moving average with significant volume. You see the volume is around 30 million. And the grouping of volume when it is breaking out of this level 1164, which was a key level because it could not break out of this level for over 1 year. And you see the development within the IT sector happens pretty fast, because after the COVID-19 pandemic, you see from 512 it went up to 1826. So huge return on investment within a very short period of time. So again, this movement also happened pretty quickly, and this is the stock that looked promising because how it broke out of this level with. And now based on the plan, whenever there is a huge breakout, there will be some retracement back towards that level. That is what it is currently doing. So my buy is around 1200. And of course it is giving me some loss. So my plan is that if it goes below this level, which is 1190, so below 1110, I am going to get out of it with small margin, a small loss that I anyways look to. So each stock that I invested in, I have a clear idea on where I will exit if the plan is not working out. So again, this might not work out but then I looked at the structure, I looked at Tech Mahindra, and it seemed like a very good probable buy based on the analysis, based on Stan Weinstein stage analysis. Though you could argue that the overall structure is not looking good on the sectorial front, but just look at how it played out. So on Friday, you see this gap down, right? This gap down happened on Friday, and this is of course unfortunate, but again, if it does not work out, I have my plan and I will get out of it immediately if it goes below 1120. So around 1110. So this is how I invest. So sometimes you got to take risk, and of course you have to define your risk. Taking a risk is of course is brilliant thing, right? If you're not taking risk, you'll not earn potentially huge return. But then you have to define your risk so that you're limiting the downside, and then upside there is huge potential. If it works out well, it can break out of its all-time high and then create a new high, and I'll be on that journey because I have invested as per my plan. When there is a breakout and a retracement back to that level, I bought it, right? So that's how I plan. Again, I'm going to continue sharing my journey on different stocks, my watch list. I'm looking at a lot of stocks, and I will, on my next video, I'm going to share this stock, Sona BLW Precision, because I did one video earlier when it was in my watch list. Now I'm invested in these stocks, and why I'm looking at these stocks, and what's my overall view, like in terms of course I'm bullish on this stock. So I'm going to share my perspective on this stock. And I also reshuffled a lot of my stocks within my portfolio. Like I got out of Amara Raja Battery. I was heavily invested in that stock, but then you might have different perspective, but then you got to be open to change your perspective based on the situation. So I'm going to share that as well, because that is again part of my plan. So it is not about investing in a stock is the only plan that I have. I have to share with you how and why am I exiting from my investment and what's the reason behind it. So please do subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. And if you do not have a plan, please go back and watch my earlier videos. I've done a lot of videos. I think this channel is about it is coming to around 2 years old, and I've done a lot of videos on how you can create your own plan. So again, if you like this video, please do hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Thank you and have a great day.